Something that I think people should bear in mind when they watch any of my videos, uh, and really when they view or assimilate information from anybody out there on any subject, but particularly I speak for myself here, I'm not an expert. I talk about exercise primarily and some other science related things, critical thinking related stuff on occasion. But just in keeping it with exercise, now it is my area of greatest formal education, and I continue to study that. But I would never put myself out there as as an expert. In fact, I don't really even like that word. I get uncomfortable when people call me one. Because if somebody refers to me as an expert, be it on exercise or on anything else, it makes me feel as though others are going to view me as somebody who has all of the answers, somebody who knows everything about a subject, and that's just not the case. That's not realistic. Uh, and I say all this in light of a few recent conversations I've had and comments people have made online, where for one reason or another I've been elevated to a certain status in some people's minds as being some sort of an authority. I have opinions and I have a certain level of understanding of the subject I'm talking about, this exercise thing, this human body stuff that I like to talk about. There's sort of a bedrock that I know with pretty good confidence. Then there's stuff above that I think I know, I have a pretty good idea of maybe, but I could possibly be wrong about. At least partly wrong about. Kind of at the edge of my understanding there. And then there's stuff beyond that I completely have no clue about. That is stuff that's completely beyond me. In many cases, there's stuff that's completely beyond everybody in the field, scientists that are studying these things. There are tons of mysteries out there. And for every answer we get several new questions. So I just wanted to say that. I'm not an expert. I'm not an authority. If people have to decide what kind of label to put on me, just label me as a fellow student of the science. Because that's what I am. I'm just a student. In many senses of the word. On the one hand, I'm just, an enthusiast. I love to learn about this stuff just for its own sake. I also try to learn about it because I realize that if I'm able to assimilate it and help teach it to others or help share my discoveries with others, well, it's exciting. But also, there could be some real benefit, to the world and to other people directly or indirectly. Just as a byproduct of my sharing whatever I'm discovering, whatever I'm thinking. So there's that part of it too, but that all feeds into my enthusiasm of just being a student of the science or of this discipline, of this field. And then I'm also literally a student. I'm currently enrolled full-time in grad school at University of Texas. So, yeah, I'm a student. That's all I am. And I share the videos that I share and little bits that I write, not because I think I'm the most qualified person to talk about these things. I just think I'm a person. And being able to talk about it is a way of externalizing these things and kind of crystallizing some of the thoughts in my head. And so it's really part of the process for me to continue my own learning. And if other people like what I put out, if they benefit from it or if they enjoy it, great. That's just a benefit. That's just another reason to do it. It's gravy, But I don't ever expect to be treated like an expert. I don't want to be. I'm just a guy sharing his thoughts about exercise, the field of fitness, about nutrition, about science. And, hopefully that's enough. But there are going to be times where I will be wrong. Maybe often, maybe not so often. Maybe almost never. I try to be careful about the way I say things, but I'm human, and there's a limit to my knowledge. So, yeah, I'll make mistakes. I will be wrong. Say that again. I will be wrong. It's part of the process. Now, hopefully, I can discover rather quickly when I am wrong so I can correct it. But there you go. I wanted to say that. I'm not an expert. I'm not an authority. I'm not the final word on any of this stuff. I would always expect to be questioned. If I can't back up my position, maybe I shouldn't hold that position. So, I wanted to say that in light of some recent comments and conversations I've been a part of, some things I've seen and heard and read, just, I don't want anybody putting me on a pedestal. I'm just another guy that's trying to learn about this stuff and share what little he knows with whoever cares. There you go.